This is Scott Brady, president of Progressive Association Management, and I recently wrote a blog, and I want to speak to it about the good, the bad, and the ugly about homeowner associations. So let's start with the good. Everybody talks about the bad, and there's some really great things about living in a homeowner association. Let's go over a few of them. First, you usually have amenities. So you might own a single-family home in a city, but you can't afford a tennis court or a community center or maybe even a pool. And many associations, is exactly what they do. The bigger the association, typically the more amenities they offer. And they have things that you wouldn't be able to afford on your own. And also that you don't have to pay for completely on your own because you're there with other people. You're all sharing the cost of that tennis court. And nobody uses the tennis court 24 hours a day. But if you live in a big community, that tennis court might be used quite a bit. I think the other big thing about associations is, for example, I don't live in an association right now. I used to. And one of my neighbors decided to park a gigantic metal container in their driveway. And it has sat there now for 6 months, and I got a feeling it's going to sit there for another 6 months at least. And it's really ugly. It's yellow and rusting in front of their lovely red house. If that were an HOA and the association said you can't have anything in the driveway other than a car or nothing in the driveway, the car must be parked in the garage, you wouldn't have that container. And I would argue that container is hurting the value of my house because people driving to my property are going to drive by this big, ugly yellow container and feel less about my property. So the nice thing about associations with their rules and regulations that can be changed all the time, they can enforce things. They can make sure that the garbage cans aren't left out there all week, or there's a big metal container in the driveway, or that somebody decides to paint their house in garish, ugly color of pink. Now, some people say, well, it's private property rights, and that's fine, except for your private property rights might affect the value of my property. And associations do a very good job of making sure everybody toes the line. And by doing that, on average, they've done studies, homes and associations sell for more than homes that aren't associations. People like gated communities. Some of these really big communities, if you've been to, they have a guard at the front. They make sure you can't get through the gate unless you live there or you're a guest there. And that gives people a real sense of security, knowing that there's a gate around their community that protects them. So there are some really cool things about living in an association, and I get it. Some of those things might feel like it's impinging upon your private property rights, but by making sure everybody is held accountable to the rules that you agree upon as an owner in that community, then you get some great benefits by living in an association.